They say the game is won on the turf. They say it's about sweat, blood, and the pursuit of a ring. But in the year 2026, the real game isn't played under the stadium lights. It's played in the high-rise boardrooms of New York and the mahogany-paneled courtrooms of Massachusetts. Stefon Diggs, a name that commands respect. A titan of the New England Patriots. But today, his name is attached to something far more sinister than a missed catch or a fumbled play. While the world prepares for the spectacle of the Super Bowl, a legal storm is brewing that threatens to tear the very fabric of the league apart. Why was his court date originally set for the heat of the playoffs suddenly moved to February 13th? 5 days after the champion is crowned. Think about that. If this were anyone else, justice would be swift. But Stefon Diggs is part of a billion-dollar narrative. Tonight, we aren't just talking about a lawsuit, we're talking about the shield. We are talking about how the NFL protects its assets at any cost. We are talking about Cardi B's frantic digital footprints and a public declaration of tension from Offset. This is the investigation the league doesn't want you to see. To understand the depths of this cover-up, we must go back to the source. Dedham, Massachusetts, December 2025, a private residence. A dispute over a financial transaction between an employee and a superstar. According to official reports, what should have been a simple conversation about unpaid wages escalated into a physical encounter that left the victim in fear. The details are chilling. The report mentions a struggle, a loss of breath, and a moment where time seemed to stop for the accuser. But here is where the documentary turns into a conspiracy. Why did the Patriots organization issue a statement of support before the investigation was even complete? Why was the exempt list, a tool the NFL uses to sideline players under investigation, completely ignored in this case? When we look at the history of the league, players have been suspended for far less. But Diggs is the centerpiece of the Patriots' postseason hopes. If he sits, the ratings drop. If he sits, the betting lines shift. The machine couldn't afford a distraction, so the machine created a delay. Then came the wild card. Cardi B, as someone deeply connected to Diggs' personal life, she took to the front lines of social media to defend his honor. But in her haste to protect him, she may have accidentally revealed the league's most guarded secret. On January 5th, a series of posts appeared on her profile. Screenshots of private communications. They hinted at a mediator being involved. For those who don't speak legal jargon, a mediator, in a criminal case, often points to one thing: a private settlement. Cardi's posts suggested that the situation was being handled behind closed doors. But why delete them? Within 4 minutes, the evidence was scrubbed. Insiders suggest that the NFL's crisis management team was on the phone immediately. If the public knew that a private deal was being brokered to keep a felony charge quiet until the Super Bowl, the integrity of the sport would be finished. Cardi didn't just delete a post. She attempted to delete a trail of breadcrumbs that lead straight to the commissioner's office. While the legal teams were working in the shadows, the streets were talking. Offset, a man with his own complicated history with the league and the individuals involved, broke his silence in a way that shook the industry. A leaked FaceTime call, grainy, raw, and unfiltered. Offset's words weren't just about a personal grudge. They were a public declaration of a security crisis. He spoke about consequences and unmasking the truth. This wasn't just rap beef. This was a direct threat to the safety of the NFL's most protected star. Why did this matter? Because Offset represents the uncontrolled variable. The NFL can control the courts, they can control the media, and they can control the teams. But they cannot control a man with a microphone and 1 million followers who has nothing to lose. The tension between Diggs and Offset is the X factor that could crack the shield before the final whistle in February. So here we stand. The playoffs are in full swing. Stefon Diggs is playing the best football of his life. The stadium is full, the advertisements are paid for, and the narrative is perfect. The Shield has successfully pushed the unpleasant reality of a felony trial into the distant future. On February 13th, the lights will be off. The trophy will be in a cabinet. The money will be in the bank. And only then will Stefon Diggs have to answer to a judge. This is how the modern NFL operates. It's not about right or wrong. It's about when and how much. Was the season scripted to protect its stars? Or is this just the way of the world when billions of dollars are at stake? The evidence is in front of you. The deleted posts, the court delays, the celebrity warnings. The script is written, but the ending, that's something they can't control forever. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Is the game rigged, or is this just business? Subscribe for the updates they don't want you to hear.